This is my Corona saga. I tried to make this as short as possible so I didn't lose people's attention. But then you'd lose the intensity of the frustration and the cause of the anger. And those not in a similar situation would have no clue as to the enormity of the task small business has been set. You wouldn't see what an absolute joke lockdown is. For those of you who are safe salaried, small business owners are not just well-run little companies abiding by all the red tape we're confronted with. No. There's sidewalk panel beaters, pavement mechanics, mobile handymen, home salon owners, and a myriad of others not catered for. But red tape conformists or not, we all employ and we all contribute. Many people in South Africa were financially sound before Covid-19. I wasn't. Neither was a good chunk of South Africa. We've suffered 9 years of a regime that has raped and pillaged our land. What wasn't stolen by our own left the country with the Guptas and the immigrants. Many of our incomes nosedived with it. For the past year or two, a whole lot of us have been struggling to stay alive. We have no savings, no retirement funds, just our small businesses. We have dreams and hopes and faith that our hard work and passion will prevail through hard times. You see, it takes all kinds to make the world go round. Getting rich is not everyone's goal. So many of us who went into it in a very precarious situation. We didn't believe in lockdown. Let nature take its course. Even for those of us, like myself, with health issues, who would never survive the infection, we would rather have taken our chances and carried on making a living. Hi, I'm Paz. I'm an overage teenager who wishes he could have back the days of striping hot rods, chopping Harleys, and race painting superbikes. I live a simple life, married to a beautiful girl who believes in me enough to allow me to live the life I love, knowing the risk that comes with it. We take risks and we're prepared to suffer the consequences of those risks. But this lockdown is not our risk. The morning after the announcement of the lockdown, as my wife and myself literally sat crying in our coffee, the enormity of it hit us. How were we ever going to survive this? We realized we would be forgotten, left out, ignored, thrown to the wolves. And that's exactly what happened. How true these premonitions would turn out to be. Throughout this recording, I want you to understand that we know we didn't do a great job of looking after our livelihoods, but we did enough to get by year in and year out, and we paid our debts with good regularity and honored our commitments. We have provided a livelihood for many who are dependent on us, as we are on them. The way the big institutions, including government, have treated us, though, is nothing short of disgusting. Pre-lockdown begins with a frenzied search of the net for how to get aid. We've got quite a few choices, it would seem. TERS, business partners, our banks, insurance, UIF, DTI, CIFA, CEDA, and so the list goes on. We start with UIF because our staff need money. Get your degree in Excel in one short semester. We've never missed a submission or a payment, so we are confident. First big mistake. Just one example. What is this memorandum of agreement? We've been paying UIF for decades now. Where has this secret, elusive document been all this time? If it's so vital to the UIF, surely it should have been signed a long time back, like maybe at the beginning of our relationship. And surely, if the marriage contract wasn't signed, then the marriage is annulled. Because if it's annulled, we want all our money back. It'll more than cover the team through this. Strange, the UIF is very horny for your money, but very reluctant to consummate the marriage. Anyway, UIF figures submitted. What are our chances? Well, how's this for the odds? In the first round, there were something like 30,000 odd applications. Apparently 15,000 or so were duplicates. And, wait for the big one, about 163 correct applications. Not since the last matric exams did we see results that high. Funny, the government can adjust matric marks, but not our UIF exam papers. But despite the fact that we know we're going to come unstuck with them, we pay SARS for UIF and pay as you earn on the due date. How freaking stupid can you be? You know there's nothing coming your way. But it's the right thing to do. You see, there's those of us who until a few weeks ago believed that paying our dues was the healthy thing to do. So we had to submit UIF figures today. What a mission. The cartels distribute drugs throughout the world with way less hassle. So here's the newspaper headlines. The 17-step process to save an Excel file. And the article lays out the 17 steps. That's 17 steps just to save a file. Then do this after 17 steps. File name should be in the following format: UIF reference number _DD_MMMYYYY _ unique sequence.csv example 00021 _25 March 2020 _01.csv. Unique sequence number can be a number which is used to send a file in the same name, and so it goes on. Till you get to step 20. Step 20, boom, shoot yourself. Days later, it's all wrong, UIF says to the nation. Let's try a third time, live, electronically. Done. Glory, glory, hallelujah. UIF does admin like United does football. Headlines: about 9,938 applications could not be processed due to errors. Resubmit. Sadly, despite 7 more attempts, we never came right. First thing every morning, we log into UIF to try and see what we're doing wrong. Every single day, without fail, the message changes. But every single day it's wrong with no proper instruction. It's not for lack of compliance or effort. UIF is doing something horribly wrong, not us, no matter how much they try to blame the employers. There are other applications. It's very confusing. You no longer know who you're applying to, for what, with what. Personal, business, me, my wife, the bank, government, insurance, relief programs. We look at business partners next. Before you know it, the money's gone. Headlines: Johan Rupert's 1 billion Covid-19 relief fund temporarily shut. How the hell did 10,000 applicants get all of that data together so fast? There had to be a whole business plan. It's not possible in 5 days to do that properly. Mine took 10 full days to prepare. Too late. Then we started on other relief applications, CIFA, etc. Finally, we got confirmation of registration of our SMME SA database a week and a half later. So then we take a look at the promises from the financial institutions. We have cash flow relief, payment holidays, and credit insurance. There's a bit on offer, but you must be in good standing to get the assistance. What the hell is in good standing? The government is hardly in good standing, but it gets help. The municipalities are in bad standing, but they're getting 20 billion. I'm sure I remember a time a decade or so back when the banks weren't in good standing, but they got help. Well, as it turns out, I've been in good standing for many a year with SARS and the banks. But now you better believe that between them, they're going to make an unholy mess of my good standing. So let's ask the bank about the following statement. As South Africa and the international community continue to intensify efforts to curb the spread of COVID-19, your bank has reaffirmed its commitment to help blah, 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 blah. Normal corporate bullshit ending with, your bank remains committed to helping consumers and businesses on their financial journey. It's all a Bell Pottinger puke. That's what it is. And for every inquiry you make, this is pretty much the answer you get. Month end is approaching. What to do? Hoard what cash we have and send everything back in case we don't get the promised help. But if we return any debit orders, we lose our good standing. If we lose our good standing, we can't get assistance. But if we don't get assistance, then we spend the subsistence money keeping the banks happy. That's not going to put food on the table if they don't. So 4 emails go out to our bank. All come back with an automated response. Please go to our COVID-19 site. Only to find that you can only apply on your mobile phone app. Very small, very difficult, and no confirmation of receipt of anything. But I'm loved. My banker mailed me, telling me she understands how much stress I'm under. Warmed the cockles of my heart that this safe salaried individual understands what I'm going through. The matter will be escalated, she says. My matter has been escalated so high, I think God is dealing with it. But love and escalation won't pay the bills. Finally, a week later, we get instructions from the bank. Personal applications on the mobile app only. Pity you sucker if you don't have the app or data. Business on the web. Pity you again. I know the system went up rather quickly, but it's really shocking. Today, short-term insurance debit for the shop is coming off. The big debate, do we really need it? So I call my broker. She says, don't send it back, let it bounce. Pay double next month debit and you don't lose cover. If you stop payment, you're effectively cancelling it. So I don't stress. There's not enough in the business account to cover it, and the bank hasn't said jack. They'll bounce it. They return unpaid faster than a former president can say 100, 260 and 3,080, 2,500. The insurance debit didn't go back. So I get into my bank's messaging app. WhatsApp, it definitely ain't. 1 hour and 15 minutes with the single most obstinate people I have ever come across. Why didn't you return my debit? Oh, sir, you must send it back. No, that wasn't the question. Hey, I'm typing this shit on some secret bank frisking messaging app for an hour. Why didn't you return it due to insufficient funds? Sir, you must put a stop payment. I don't want to stop it, I scream into text. Answer my damn question. Not a damn. So eventually, as usual, big business wins. They tell me in a nice way what an absolute prick I am, and I have to put a stop payment. That took a whole morning to not resolve. And this is all on their phone chat app. The only way to get a dialogue going with the bank is via its chat app. And they've made it pretty clear that's where it's going in future. No people, no branches, no phone call, no PC. Use your freaking mobile app, you stupid moron. It's the cheapest way for us to make a profit out of you. It's a terrible app. More South Africans use WhatsApp than any other app. So, what's with the corporations and the banks especially? You're so technologically advanced, but so freaking uptight and wrapped up in legal mumbo jumbo that your heads are buried in the sand. Come down to our level. Communicate with us in a medium and a language we are comfortable with. So, you think this is all trivial. It's not. Every day, this is how we are interacting with numerous parties involved. It's unbelievable how heavy the workload is to apply for relief. And the inability to address issues easily adds to that incredible load, especially if you've got a conscience and you try and do things properly. I get good news, so I thank my banker. Thank you for my debt relief in my personal capacity, which came through yesterday. As I understand it, the funds provided are not available to me, but to cover debt payments due to my bank. I'm fine with that, except would it not be more fair for my bank's credit insurance to pay these amounts? I understood this is what credit insurance is for. Is it not rather absurd that I'm borrowing money from my bank to pay for my borrowings from my bank when I'm actually insured by my bank to cover for the repayment of those borrowings from my bank? Is there any reason why my bank's credit insurance will not even open a dialogue with me? Thanks, Mike. They could lend me the money to pay my debt to them, faster than they could open my insurance file. Loaning money to pay them was the only relief we received at all. Almost every other day, I'm trying without success to claim from credit insurance. Finally, I get to claim from my personal credit insurance. Dear sir, we notice that is resolved later. In the meantime, dear sir, we notice that you're about to reach your credit limit. Simply log in to online banking or app and make a payment in order to keep your account in good standing. What did I tell you about good standing? Here we go, the rot starts. Another SMS from my bank. No premium received for my bank's debt protection. Hello, haven't we been having this conversation for 3 weeks now? Weren't you listening? We're in lockdown, mate. The president went on national television and he told you half the country was not going to have an income. At all, nothing, nada, nil. Didn't you watch his speech? This is what I've been trying to tell you for weeks. And you pop up and say, hey, we got a problem, as if you've discovered something new. Message sent to my wife from her bank. We're with the same bank. We have received your COVID-19 cash flow request. In the first phase of COVID-19 cash flow relief, we are unable to assist you with a 3-month payment break due to your current commitments not being up to date prior to the impact of COVID-19. What the is that? I'm the bad one, not my wife. I'm the only debt she has. She has no credit cards, no borrowings. She even has a bit of savings. How much more careless can the bank be? She doesn't owe you anything. So what are you giving her a payment break from? She needs cash flow funding. But your bot didn't really read the application, did it? There is good news. My wife got a message. Funding for a business is being looked into. It's still being looked into. So, you're returning all my debits. I asked if I could be selective and only allow certain ones through. You just ignored me and you charged me. But you charged me in a time of national crisis, which you have acknowledged. Full fee for every transaction, for every declined payment. You're not compromising even slightly. Was your opening message of support all lies? My bank. Your account is in excess. You lie. I thought it was my bad eyesight. Every day for 3 weeks, I've told you this was going to happen. And even if you had the manners and the common decency to discuss it with me, I doubt I would trust your bots to do the right thing. So let the whole damn lot go back and keep charging me. Well, they all went back. but we had some good guys. Vodacom, step up to the plate. Delayed payment arrangement. Thank you. Many years of not a single missed payment acknowledged. Now let's ponder there a minute. Doesn't Vodacom also have millions of customers? So how come that took 10 minutes to resolve? Moving on with the good guys. Pure Voice, staggered payment. Thank you for acknowledging that we were good payers and deserve your support. Dropbox and Zapier wrote to them both. Sir, we understand the situation. Have 3 months subscription free on us. Thank you, good kindly people. My landlord, of his own volition, sent his assistance. Via letter. Pay only half rental for April to help pay rates, etc. And I'm definitely not in good standing with him. Hello, banks and big business. This is how you treat your clients, especially when they are compliant, up-to-date and responsible payers, even if they're not stinking rich. And so with declined payments, the wolf pack starts hunting. Damn. These piranhas mobilize collections faster than South Africans outside an open bottle store during lockdown. How come this department operates so efficiently and knows exactly what the frick is going on when the others don't know their arse from their elbows? How come when you're overdue you get to speak to a human every time, but for everything else you get to speak to a dumb bot that makes a sloth look bright? The business credit insurance crash, it's never been up. I get a message from my bank on my personal credit insurance though. You do not qualify, or words to that effect. I was only covered for death and disability because I'm self-employed. Apparently you can't lose your job if you're self-employed. Will someone please tell the president that? I'm still not able to admit a business credit insurance application. But here it is. Business relief for me denied. My CIPC certificate is not valid. My own fault, I forgot to renew it. You're going to nail me thousands for that slip. What's your punishment when you forget? It cost 300 Rand and a few hours to fix. Too late. You've eliminated me because I didn't cross a T. Business relief for my wife after 4 weeks, still no reply. I call business credit insurance eventually. Again, should have saved myself the bother. I'm self-employed by my business, so I'm only covered for death and disability. The biggest battle, and I'm unmercifully defeated. My bank has vanquished me. Well, this thing is so big we've opened a folder structure with everything from newspaper articles to the hordes of documents required for submission. Thank heaven for Karen on the other side at her computer, feeding me all the info and documents I need. Because this is just a sample of what we're up against that you have to do. How is your company going to trade out of COVID-19 if we fund you? How the hell do I know? Work hard. Do you know what's around the next corner? If you did, you'd have been better prepared. I wonder how many applicants managed to get that answer. But so our amazing accountants come through for us, which means we can submit our CIFA application. But from CIFA, no acknowledgement to date. We still have no clue if they've ever even received it. Submitted it twice more, emailed them, nothing. No reference, nothing. But on behalf of SAFT, we regret to inform you that your application for funding did not meet the criteria set by SAFT and is therefore declined. Why? How come you don't tell me why? I'm starting to doubt myself. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just punishment for not being smarter and putting money away for a rainy day. But this war is going to be long, with many battles to be fought, and I'm a veteran. Moving on, I discover that I have credit insurance with my other bank. This should be good because they were the first bank to mouth it off. We're going to help our clients get through this. We learned from 2009. This time we're going to work things through. Payment holidays, this, that. Let's see. Getting a response to a payment holiday or credit cover was not easy. Credit card payment is due, but it's too late. It's returned and we're still waiting to hear. But they communicate exceptionally well. Every day I get a mail saying that the inquiry is being dealt with and I'll be advised by mail that it's being dealt with. Well, will you believe me? They've assigned me a claim number and an assessor. So this is the reply from Credit Insurance. We have had a look at your profile. It does not fit the loss of income requirements. So I asked for a copy of my policy document so I can get some reason. Sorry, not available till after lockdown because they have to go into the office, pull the hard copy, scan it, then mail it to me. There was no hard copy. You took it down over the phone. You must have a digital file. Anyway, still no word on the promised payment holiday. At Christmas, you give me one without asking. But in national disaster, you give me the middle finger. So, I lose another battle. Let's try the insurance company for a payment holiday. Nope. Cash in a portion of my RA I had to reinvest. Nope. This is the story with the RA. December last year, turnover was bad. It's been nosediving along with the ruling party, the official opposition, the economy, and business confidence since 2016. And has taken a sudden turn for the worst in the past 6 months. Okay, so I'll admit I had a brainwave or two that didn't quite work out as planned. So all I have is some savings in RA, which I decide to cash in. But I can only have 1/3 in cash. The rest my insurance company puts somewhere. Don't understand, but I've dealt with them for nearly 40 years, so I've come to trust them. Silly me. That was before Corona and the president effectively fired half the country. Now I really need it, really freaking badly. Nope, don't tell me why, only that I can only have the balance when it's at 50k. So I say to the insurance company, okay, you keep the 150, I'll just take the 50k. Hell, you don't know what desperate is, Kazi. I'm desperate. Nope, they're not even going to dignify that with an answer. What's the point of paying me out 5k a year when I'm going bankrupt now? Mr. President, I need that money now. My staff need that money now. It's not only right to change the rules that suit only you. Anyway, I discover it's standard to have 1 month lapse with full cover, 2 months with 25% cover. Where the hell do you take away 3/4 of my death benefit for 3 missed months? Where does that make any sense mathematically? But based on that, I've decided to send the payment back. I have 1 full month's cover. Still no resolution from my insurance company regarding the payment lapse though. I call twice a week. And of course, the daily story from my insurance company is that they are happy to interact with me. Well, this type of interaction is like my wife trying to interact with me with all her clothes on. The result is just not the same. Every few days I call. What's happening with COVID-19 relief? Finally, a month later. Your COVID-19 relief, sir, is 1 month, full cover, then 2 months at 25%. Whoa, stop there. That's standard cover. Where's the COVID cover? That's it, sir. Have a nice day, sir. Anything else I can help you with? You didn't frickin' help me. Another battle lost. It has taken my bookkeeper and myself 3,783 WhatsApps to get here, over 300 emails, over 200 other types of communication. This is just a précis of events. Do your institution realize how many man-hours have gone into this? This is all we've done for 5 weeks is fight battles with you. They would be easier battles if we were smart business people, but we're not. We're just ordinary people. No crime there. No need to treat us like imbeciles. My credit rating before this was in the middle of green. Max credit limit, orange. Savings, red, bad. Behind on payments, green, good. Credit trend, green, good. Missed debit orders, green. Now you better believe right now, in 1 short month, I'm smack bang in the middle of red. So I say to the financial institutions now, look at how pathetic you look. You make billions every year and you can't invest in staff. You're always trying to cut back. Everything's an automated bot except for debt collections. You'd rather let staff and customers suffer than your shareholders. I call it capitalism. I call it criminal, inhumane, and lacking of moral fiber. The fact that you're only accountable to your shareholders is sick on their part as well. The mere fact that there are individuals who would make others suffer so that their profit may not be infringed upon tells us there's something horribly wrong with the system. My expressions here are nothing compared to what we really feel inside. You have nurtured an attitude of bitterness and resentment. You have no idea how angry many of your clients are, and you have earned that resentment. Now, you can employ Bell Pottinger tactics and put all the blame on government and us, or you can fix it. If you've got a problem handling the massive workload, which I understand you have, drop your corporate guys and say so. Share the problems with us that we may understand and even help. But whatever you do, be fair and be reasonable. Mr. President, I voted for you, at national level anyway. First time I ever voted ANC. Shock, horror, hard to believe an old Afrikaner had faith in you. Well, I was being smart. I voted with my head, not my heart. I voted for you because you needed every vote you could get to keep the Zuma cabal out. I thought you would find a balance between social justice and the economy, and I actually believed you'd make a good president. I still do. Right at the beginning I said, throughout this recording I want you to understand that we know we didn't do a great job of looking after our livelihoods, but we did enough to get by year in and year out, and we paid our debts with good regularity and honoured our commitments. Over the past 30 years, I've constantly employed between 10 and 30 people. I have spent 20 years building my business. I have worked like a dog to build my brand. I have survived the financial crisis government put us in. What regime has the right to wipe that out at its whim? None. In one foul swoop, you have taken that away and replaced it with nothing. You and the banks have clearly shown, unless we are exemplary citizens who have dotted every I and crossed every T, there will be nothing for us and those employed by our small businesses. Where is the justice in depriving a certain sector of society all its rights? Because by not allowing us to earn an income, you are denying us the right to shelter, the right to warmth, and the right to food. Surely by law and by moral conscience, you must provide an alternative. Unless something drastic happens in the next few days, Team Paz is surely entitled to go back to work. All of us need to keep a roof over our heads, the clothes over our backs, on our backs, and food on our table. It's that simple, really. I would like to end by saying thank you to my wonderful wife, who stayed calm and balanced and has been unbelievably supportive while I've been bouncing off walls in anger and frustration. A special thank you to Corin for sitting at her home diligently every day assisting me, and to my banker friend Kevin, who put things a little bit in perspective so that this didn't turn out to be a foul-mouthed tirade it started as. Anyone who knows me, especially my team and my customers, will know that this was a very, very pleasant way of me saying I'm pissed off. Am I right, guys? Thank you for taking the time. Goodbye.